Hello everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Today I'm going to ask a ton of rhetorical questions. So let's get some done. Rhetorical questions, they're kind of questions that answer themselves or seem to have an obvious answer. So let's start with this. Do you just expect all of the bad things that have happened are just going to fix themselves? Right? I say no, they're not. Do we expect things to easily get fixed? The economy easily fixed? Corrupt government easily fixed? Do we as human beings expect that out there things are just going to get better? You know, I ask these questions because I talk to people all the time. And I just ask things about the economy, or I ask a simple question about politics or the law. And I say, gee whiz, what do you think is going to happen? And people are like, you know, nothing ever comes of it. Yeah, everything's just fine. Well, you know, you got to expect that from lawyers and politicians. Well, you know, that's just the way it goes. Well, you can't trust those Russians a bit now, can you? You know, and I get these simpleton, and when I say simple, I mean fucking simple responses. And even if you want to use, you know, what do we call this? If you just want to use common understanding of what people do, lawyers, well, you know, they're all crooked. Well, yeah, no shit, but they're also in charge. That's right, the lawyers. Those are the politicians. Most of them are lawyers. Right? So stereotyping a problem, well, you know, those Russians, can't trust them. That doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't solve the need. It doesn't provide the solution we have, right? Why should people be prepping? Right? It's not going to get better. Every week I sit down with you guys and I line out what happened in that week, and I've been doing this for some time now. And I'm not really yelling at you guys. I'm just kind of yelling at the world, right? It's Monday morning. Here we are. And it's going to happen again. And people aren't paying attention to what is going on out there. They're not waking up. You know, so in a way, I'm like Morpheus telling you, the people out here, they're not ready to be woken up. They can't be woken up, in fact. We've tried. And what I'm not going to say is stop trying to help them. Stop trying to wake them up. Because many people are waking up. They're getting red-pilled. They're getting woken up. They're getting bitch-slapped around until they realize, yeah, things are bad. But I have talked to actual people who prep. And they say, well, you know, now that Trump is in office, everything is going to get fixed. Really? You mean magically he's going to make $22 trillion in debt just disappear? Magically he's going to clean up all the institutions of government and all the institutions of finance? We've seen the most dastardly and in-your-face blatant manipulation of the precious metals markets, the bond market, everything financial, everything, and there's no charges. Where is the Securities and Exchange Commission, right? The law enforcement that is supposed to catch this. These obvious blatant crimes, and they are financial crimes. Hell, a bank or a casino, you know, some place that handles a lot of cash, not only does the person conducting the transaction for those companies or businesses, did they get fined and possibly go to jail, but the manager can be fined and go to jail. And we're not talking $1,000, we're talking $100,000 or $1 million. And then that institution or company, they can be fined hundreds and millions of dollars for a financial crimes violation. Yet these major banks, these major brokerage houses, they are not held accountable. They're not being investigated. So what I mean, the crimes, what is going on out in the world is so huge that I can't believe that it's just going to fix itself. It's not like one day those in power in every sector of the economy, from A to Z, they're not just going to go, you know what? I'm tired of cheating the fucking system. I think I'm going to play fair now. You're not going to hear politicians go, you know what? I realize that I've been breaking the law all this time. I'm going to stop doing it. Even though there's no chance I'm going to go to jail. Even though there's no chance, right, of getting caught and being held accountable. It is this attitude amongst those in power, and because the government has failed so badly, that we are going to have shit hit the fan. You know, and even if we have a system reset, a monetary reset, right, or a currency reissuance, an exchange and reissuance, a revaluing, that's not going to fix all the problems. We can have some major shit happen like that, and I got to tell you, I would love to see a monetary reset. I would love to see a system reset. I don't want to see a constitutional reset, because whatever they come up with, it'll be far weaker as far as the people's rights are concerned with the government. But I want to see resets of all sorts, but it's not going to fix the problem. We could have shit hitting the fan, and then on top of that, we could have some more shit in other sectors hit the fan. Right? Shit hitting the fan isn't going to be just the lights going out or just a stock market collapse. It could be, and is likely going to be, well, we've had a cyber attack. Well, there's week one. Well, what happens in week two of that shit hitting the fan? Well, we had a cyber attack on this. Well, now we're having problems with banking. No cash. Oh, well, week three, since we have no cash and we have no banking system, we might as well not be shipping fuel and food around. So week three, you've got a food crisis and a fuel and energy crisis. Right? Week four, where the fuck is the government? Why isn't it fixed? We have a government crisis. Right? There is so much carnage, so much confusion, so much chaos, so much stupidity that sectors of the government just don't show up to work. Well, fuck, they weren't doing their job anyways. Right? All they do is go to their desk to collect a paycheck. It's not like they go to their desk to do their job, as evidenced by the plethora of crimes across all industries and all government branches. This video is a sweeping indictment of the entire fucking system. Yet there's people out there that are like, you know, there's really nothing to worry about anymore. It'll just take care of itself. It always does. I love this argument they have. It always does. You know, things just happen to get fixed all the time. I don't have to do anything about it because it always does. Somebody will fix it. They always do. Well, guess what also always does happen? Shit hits the fan always. Civilizations always come to an end. They come to a smoking, steaming, crashing end. Every last one of them. Just because the one we're in today hasn't done it yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Because all indicators, all signs, all behavior, all immorality, all unethical, all criminal, all corrupt signs are repeating themselves once again. I don't need to prep anymore. Trump is doing a good job. He's got those people running scared. Are you kidding me? Right? Trump is doing some stuff. But he's chasing a herd of cats with a bullwhip. And those cats number in the millions. There's no fucking way he's going to be able to run them all down and whip them into shape. They're going to run, they're going to hide, they're going to climb trees, they're going to go in holes in the ground. It's going to take decades to clean this shit up. Even if there's an entire new constitution, an entire new form of government. You think these corrupt fuckers are just going to go away? Oh no, they're going to go from this building over to this building and apply for that job in the new regime. There needs to be a capital offense for corruption in government. Like, that's the only way. right? If the capital offense works for criminals, as in, it deters crime, perhaps it should work for government corruption. Because when you look at the difference between the crimes one man can commit and the crimes a government can commit, the crimes one man can commit, the crimes a government can commit, right? It is so vastly huge. One fucking lie can cost people hundreds of lives, thousands of lives, millions of lives. One little complete, total little white lie, bullshit, fuck up, behind the scenes, backdoor screw job called Benghazi resulted in what? Americans being killed? How about the people of Libya being killed? How about the leader of Libya being deposed and tortured and assassinated? How about all of the deaths and mayhem that resulted because of that? Because of just a little bit of government corruption. And like Hillary Clinton, I'm going to say it again, what difference does it make now? Well, the difference is there's a lot of holes with bodies in them. The difference is now there is less law and order. There is less civilization. There is less cooperation. There is less economic growth. There is less support for the people of Libya. Just a little bit of government corruption goes fucking miles. So coming back to the idea, rhetorical questions. Yeah, Trump is doing a good job. Let's just quit prepping. There's no need to talk to people. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing going on here. Or is there? Right? Sometimes the totality of the problem just isn't fathomed. Not even by preppers. And I understand why. To face it all is mind-boggling. To try and understand all of it will blow you the fuck away. I mean, I can just point to one thing, and I haven't talked about this in a long, long, long time. Nuclear power plants. We had Chernobyl. We've had Fukushima. Those are just two out of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of nuclear power plants. If we have a system-wide shutdown, who the fuck is going to take care of them? Who is going to pay the knowledgeable people to be there to make sure they don't go into meltdown and leak and contaminate and pollute and kill all of us and sterilize the whole fucking planet? What is Hillary concerned with? Her own fat ass. You think she gives a shit about the nuclear power plants? That's all part of her scorched earth plan. Fuck it. If she can't have it, no one can. Fuck everyone, fuck everything, burn it to the ground, nuclear meltdown. What do they care? It's their way or the highway. And those are the type of games. That's the type of mentality they have. What difference does it make anyway? It means everything. It makes all the difference. Honesty and integrity and fairness, morality, right? That comes from love in a person's heart and in their mind, loving their fellow humans, respecting their fellow humans. We're prepping because we're not seeing any of that from the institutions that are supposed to be founded on it and operate by it. Morality, decency, ethically, legally, lawfully. So yes, Trump is doing a great job. He's doing some stuff. But the problem is this big. And Trump is right here still. If he does a great job, it can grow, and encompass everything. But I am not a pessimist. I am a deliberate, thorough, careful optimist. I'm not going to lie to myself, in other words, about the scope and enormity of the problem we face. I'm going to end up being a prepper the rest of my life. And I'm going to instill in everyone I know the rest of my life. You have to remain prepared. You have to be ever vigilant. Because one little fuck up can spread just as assuredly as one match can cause a forest fire that consumes the fuel equivalent of that match to factors in the quadrillions. Right? The amount of BTUs in one match is nothing. When you take an entire forest fire caused by that one match, you can see how it can spread. It's just the simplest analogy to show how just a little bit of evil, even if it's not all that concentrated, right? It can expand and grow, and that's the system we have. Well, let's not worry about that, and well, we got to pay that guy off, and well, look at this over here. Well, they're not doing their job over there. Well, it used to be this way, but so what? Who cares? And pretty soon this fucking problem is huge, and it fills the whole fucking screen. And there's seemingly no way out of it. So the rest of our lives is going to be spent in this sort of purgatory, this sort of limbo, where we're always pushing, right, and trying to push back on evil. And at the same time, we've got to remain preppers, remain prepared. Right? I am already prepared. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. Right? But there's no way out of this. Not in our lifetimes. Not in our lifetimes. Right? And the fact that, well, you know, hey, we just had a revolution. We have this new constitution. It's 1789. Everything appears to be great. The English went home. Everything's fine. What happened? Within just a few decades, corruption had reared its ugly head, and the North started putting the screws to people in the South and demanding that they play their games financially. Right? Within 50 years, literally, our nation was fucked, even back then, because the lack of vigilance, the lack of foresight on the part of those who lived after everything was fixed. So if we take that lesson now, and we apply it, we can say, look, even if Trump does fix everything, he does it far and wide and fixes everything in 3 presidential terms. That doesn't mean go back to sleep. And it certainly doesn't mean stop prepping. Right? So I'm kind of getting at this, you know, there's people that think, well, everything's fine now. It's not. Things are getting worse on a daily basis. And how? And you're never going to get away from this, I'm sorry to say. I can't tell you, I would rather be laying on a beach in Southern California or Hawaii or over in Florida, just relaxing, sipping fucking pina coladas, not giving a shit, you know, spending my retirement on just ridiculous bullshit and counting on my Social Security whenever I get up to that age. You know, that's where people's attitude is. That's their mentality. Do as little as possible and rely on others. And that's part of the psychosymptomatic horseshit that has gotten us to where we're at today. Be a prepper. Mean it. Understand the totality of it, the responsibility of it. Right? Yep, John, not giving good news again. Thanks, John, you giant dick. Thanks for making my fucking Monday. I'm sorry, everyone. I've just heard too many people already get on the complacency bandwagon. Yeah, Trump's got him by the balls. He's running them down the road. Well, what? A dozen of them, maybe? What about the vast bureaucracy? What about everything? It's vast. Vast left-wing conspiracy to destroy this country. Incredible. And to quote Hillary Rodham, piece of shit Clinton, what difference does it make now? You started prepping, you might as well go through with it. Right? It's not so hard. It's not such a bad thing. Being ready for emergencies. Because they are coming. Anyways, I hope you guys, to the best of your ability, have a great week. Keep your eyes open, keep them peeled, stay frosty, stay sharp, stay vigilant. Be ready. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours? I guess that could be a rhetorical question at this point, but we'll see. You guys be cool. Keep me informed of anything that happens. Go to the preparedmind.club for anything you need. Right? Use Facebook. Use social media against the system. That's the tool we have before they take it all down. Right? Right? That's what they're trying to do, is take it down. This is our chance to communicate and learn from each other. So take advantage of it while we can. You guys be cool, and I'll be back tomorrow with more preparedness thinking. Semper Fi and Godspeed.